Have you heard of Vancouver before?
Yes.
What have you heard of Vancouver, good or bad?
I heard it's good, but you can't get a house.
Okay, that's a good one. Surprise motherfuckers. Today I'm in the streets of Toronto and I'm gonna ask people what they think of Vancouver. And because I wanna make it fair, I'm also gonna go in the streets of Vancouver and ask people what they think of Toronto. Alright, let's go. What do you think of the city?
Vancouver's great. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, very different vibe, I think, from Toronto.
Well, Toronto is huge compared to Vancouver. Like Vancouver is a great place, but it is a small city. What makes it great is it's in BC. It's in a beautiful place.
I'd say Vancouver's like Toronto, but with like the mountains and water.
I think I definitely lean more to the West Coast just because I enjoy the outdoors aspect that we have here. It's kind of hard to resist the mountains and the oceans that we have nearby.
Vancouver is much more outdoorsy. The weather is better. Even though it rains, it's not as cold. People are a little friendlier. It still has that city kind of isolation vibe.
It's easy to meet new people in Toronto.
I think it's pretty easy. In general, it's a very friendly city. Like any big city, there's like that hesitation sometimes when you want to like talk to a stranger or something like that. But in general, like everybody's Canadian, everybody's really friendly, polite. So it's like good.
Toronto, it's easy to make friends.
Yeah, it's easier to make friends in Toronto?
People here are friendly. They're just more willing to chat.
Toronto is like economical capital, right? So it's all about the money. Nobody has time, so you don't really meet people on the street just willy-nilly. You really have to be a part of something. Join a cycling group, whatever, and then you'll meet people.
What about Toronto?
I mean, the people there is not nice.
Really?
They're not nice over there.
You don't like people in Toronto?
Like when I went there at first, I dealt with a lot of mean folks.
Why? Hate? Racism? What's up?
I guess they don't have time for you.
I am not a huge fan of Toronto.
Why so?
I find it very cold, personality-wise.
Really?
Yeah, I find people are very distant. Everyone is living in their own little bubble. It's very money-focused, and everyone always has somewhere to be very quickly.
Do you think it's easy in general to make new friends in Vancouver? What do you think, Zoe?
I think it's pretty easy to make friends in Vancouver, like as long as you are like kind of like know what's going on, like know what's happening in the community, and like you go to those events. But if you're not in the loop of those things, then you probably it's much harder to make friends, I think.
It's hard to make friends in Vancouver.
Yeah?
People in Vancouver are cold.
People in Vancouver are nice, but they're not necessarily going to say, hey, come on in, come hang out. I think in Toronto, people are like that. That's my vibe.
Is it more diverse in Toronto though?
Yes.
Way more diverse?
Yes. Vancouver is just Asian people. It's many different kinds of Asian people, but like Toronto has more than just Asian people.
There is a lot of diversity in Toronto as well. So if you want a restaurant of a particular culture, you are going to be able to find it no problem. But Vancouver's pretty diverse as well.
You have everything, bro. Like it's multicultural here. That's why people come here. You know what I mean? There's so many like different type of people here. So everybody loves it here, I think. Everybody that I know.
I would say Toronto's a little bit more diverse. I feel like in Vancouver there are definitely more pockets of cultures where people tend to cluster together amongst themselves. Toronto, it seems a little bit more spread out. Everyone's just kind of like a big mixing pot.
What are the vibes like in Toronto?
Yeah, well, I think it depends where you are, right? Toronto's a huge city. Huge city. So down here, downtown, we're in financial district, and so I try to avoid it. But it's like, business, quick, kind of vibe. But other parts, we've got the beach, we've got markets, we've got some great entertainment areas, so it really depends where you go. We also have tons of green space here, so I love getting into the ravines and into the forest in Toronto, which is cool.
That's one of the reasons I stayed in Toronto. It's fun. There's so much to do. There's shows on, there's events. The music here is better, the festivals are better, the city is alive, the nights stay warm at night, so you can just go out with friends that stay at the park late and not get cold. It's just the city here there's more to do.
Theater, Jays games, hockey,
Okay.
It's a patio culture, I would say, here. You know.
Patio culture, tell me about it.
Culture. Oh, you know, like having a beer, having a coffee out on the patio.
I think Vancouver's definitely got like the edge on just like more environmentally friendly. It's a little bit cleaner. It's a little bit easier to get around with the transportation, with the biking. So I feel like it's more of like a family city.
I've been spending a lot of time on the beach and also going for hikes because where I'm from, you can't just take a city bus to go on a hike, which is pretty amazing.
I like the fact that I can go hiking in the morning, go to the beach by the afternoon, and then hit a nightclub by the nighttime. So.
What about the nightlife? Does it compare? That's one for you, because you've been to both. What about the nightlife in Toronto? She's laughing like, what's happening there?
I definitely think the nightlife's a little bit better in Toronto, I have to say. I have to give them the vote. I mean, it's a bigger city, more people. I do think Vancouver's kind of lacking in that aspect.
Lacking or totally dead?
It's pretty dead.
Yeah.
Well, Vancouver has no nightlife, so.
Vancouver has no nightlife.
I mean, if you want to go out on Granville Street to the Roxy or whatever, power to you, but.
I think it's pretty lit, to be honest.
You think so?
It's not like the best, but I love it when I'm here.
I think it's more like dining and experiences with friends rather than like going out to nightclubs.
What don't you like about Toronto? Something you would change about Toronto in general?
I don't know. I love everything.
I hate the TTC. I hate the TTC.
I still would say the public transportation. I think that would invite more people to come into the city and actually be able to navigate around and bring people together as opposed to fighting for a parking spot.
I'm shocked that in the decades I've been here, they haven't been building subways the whole time.
Yeah. Prices of things. A little expensive sometimes.
Too expensive, eh?
Yeah.
Traffic on the highways, traffic downtown. It's not a very pedestrian-friendly city.
I hate the noise. I mean, it's a big city. I happen to live here. I admit I don't love cities. So it's loud, the cars, like it's just a lot, which is why I don't come down here very often.
Something you would change about Vancouver?
I can't even tell you. I mean, it's cool.
Stop capping, man. You gonna tell me you love Vancouver like this?
It make it cheaper.
It's super expensive.
Expensive.
Drugs are quite a big thing here. The drug problem.
Homeless problem.
Yeah, there's a lot of homelessness.
Which is amplified by the weather, right? It's nicer weather throughout the year, so you're going to have more people choosing to live outdoors.
I've had enough friends who've tried to move to Vancouver and they last a year maybe and they realize they don't have friends, they don't like the rain, whatever it is, and they leave. It's very common for people from Ontario to go try it out and then leave.
Vancouver, I don't know that I can identify something that I hate about Vancouver. Everybody I know who goes to Vancouver loves Vancouver. I guess the weather, the winters, right? Like the rainy, gray kind of winters, I suppose.
All right, and also don't forget, we got a basketball group going. Link in the description. Come play. You know, it's free. You don't need to be crazy good. Just come play, have fun. All right, have a good one.